Hello everybody, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the Android Factory again. My name is Dominic and I am your host. The last episode we went ahead and implemented a simple activity here that when we bounce to it from the main activity, we pass some information along. We can see that here inside of our intent, the hello from main activity, and then we just display whatever that is in the second screen. If you missed it, go ahead and check it out. I'll link a card in the top right. And today we're going to load images over the internet with Glide. I've kind of created a little bit of the skeleton because we covered most of this in the last episode, but basically we have just a blank screen here. There is an image view here that we can't see, and a button here that's called Load Image. Simply on this other screen here, we just have one button that'll bounce us over to the Glide image loading activity. And if we take a look at it, it is very simple, right? We have a button defined. We also have an image view defined here. And if we quickly take a look at our XML file, this is exactly what we will be seeing. So there is an image view above that button. We just can't see it because nothing is loaded into that. So let's go ahead and import Glide into this project and start downloading some stuff over the internet. All right, so in a new tab here, we are simply just going to type in Glide Android library. This does seem to be the one, this bump tech Glide. We'll take a look here. We can see the releases section over here. Glide 4.12.0 is the latest. That was updated on January 29th. Wow, actually just a few days ago, which was my birthday. So that's kind of fun. We can take a look at the rest of the documentation here. I'll kind of link a card, I'll link this in the description. But really, this is what we're looking for right now to actually get things up and running. But the description here, or the README, will just kind of explain how to use Glide, what it's used for, and I guess a whole bunch of other notes around compatibility and stuff with ProGuard and minification and all that kind of stuff. So the main thing to note here is whenever we import a library into our application here, we're going to go to the project level build.gradle. The module level build.gradle. Now there are two of them, so if we were to take a look here at our project structure, there is one that is basically inside of the root of the entire project, and then there is one that is within this app package where all of our code, all of our layout files, our resources, everything goes in this folder here. So there is another build.gradle within here, and then there's one at the project level. So we want to make sure that we're modifying the one inside of the module instead of the project. And we can scroll down to the bottom here to the dependencies section. I'll put a little a comment here to help us out, and then we just simply paste some stuff in. So we type the word implementation, and then inside of either these single quotes, or you can use double quotes and then kind of string interpolate this variable if you want. We just basically put the location or the information that we need for this exact library. Once that is all good and well, we'll hit sync now. We'll go ahead and you can see down here it's downloading some stuff, and now we actually have our Glide code inside of this project. Specifically, if we were to take a look at the external libraries here, and if we were to start typing Glide, we can see now that there are a handful of these annotations, the Glide AAR, the GIF decoder, all this other stuff that kind of came with this base package here. So we know that it is working properly, and more importantly, we can bounce over to our code here and actually try something out. So I believe the syntax here is Glide. I'm going to have to look this up. I haven't used this library in forever. So here we go. How do we use Glide? We simply have an image view here, and then we say glide.withThis. We load in our little URL, and then we say into our image view. So I was pretty close. And that is where the context comes from. And then we will say load, and this is going to be our image URL. And then we are going to say into, and it's freaking out because this isn't defined here. So let's just go ahead and quickly create a variable that is just going to sit as an empty string for now, but we will change that in a minute. Okay, so this is actually all the code that we need to load something over the internet here. So I'm just simply going to go ahead and cut this and say button.setOnClickListener and pop this inside of the Lambda. So now when we click that button on this page right here, it will start the network operation to load the image in. So the last little bit here is we're going to need to define this image URL. And I was kind of bouncing around to a handful of different images on the web because there's, billions of them. And I decided, why not, let's make it a little bit more relevant here. And we're going to load in this image of a bored ape. I don't know if anyone is heard about these things, but they are NFTs that are trading for a fake currency for ridiculous amounts of money here. So we can simply just take a look at one of these. It's on sale for $3.7 million. That's absolutely absurd. But we'll right click on this image here and we will say copy image address. And basically what that'll do is it puts it in our clipboard, and if I do Control V and paste it into a browser, we see that we just get back our image that we're going to look to load. Okay, so since we have this in our clipboard, I'll just copy it one more time. We can bounce over here and we can just simply put this image URL inside of this variable. And I know this kind of looks a little gross. Typically in a regular application, you will, get an image URL in some kind of a network response that you make from your backend or from some service. And this kind of looks a little bit cleaner, but for the sake of this example, this will work just fine. So as we can see here, we've made it to the other activity, and if we click load image, nothing seems to be happening there. We can take a look at our run tab to kind of see what's happening. And as we see here, as we scroll through the stack trace, there is this little piece of information, permission denied, missing internet permission. We see here the operation is not permitted, some system error here, and it's saying the exact same thing, missing the internet permission. And that makes a lot of sense because we are trying to load a URL that is on the internet from our application. So we are going to have to clean something up inside of the Android manifest here. The manifest, as we mentioned in the last episode, is a location where you can kind of describe high-level information about your app, right? There's actual tags and information here associated to the application itself. There are different activities that we've added in. This intent filter, tells us which activity to launch when you click the icon on the home screen. And then we have all of our other activities just simply defined in the manifest so that the system and the application has, full control over everything that's inside of this package. One more thing that we can add in here is the uses permission tag inside of our manifest, right? It's basically the root level. And we simply can just add in a bunch of different permissions. The internet one is so common nowadays. It's kind of crazy that they haven't just added it in by default for newer projects. But anyway, we'll see if this works. I've noticed when adding the permission into an app that already existed on your device that it sometimes doesn't work. You just have to uninstall it. But in this case, it worked perfectly. And as we can see here, we clicked load image, and this image here was loaded over the internet, and it is the exact same image that we saw here. So I'm going to keep this one shorter here. We're going to go through different image loading libraries in the next few episodes, but we're going to accomplish the exact same thing here. We have successfully loaded an image from the from the internet. This URL can be anything as long as it properly points to a particular image somewhere. And then simply in our button, we just kick off the loading process. The actual loading process itself, in its bare bones version, is extremely simple. It's a one-liner. It's got a few parameters that you got to put in. And other than that, the library takes care of everything for you. So image loading in Android is really not that complicated. It's just a question of which library you want to use. And in the next few episodes, we're going to explore some other ones and see maybe how they differ, different advantages or disadvantages to going with one or the other. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Help me get the content out to other people. If you also enjoyed it and you notice you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. There will be more content like this coming your way. And as always, this content will be, or the code will be on GitHub, so you can find it in the description of this video, and you can kind of pull it down and see how it all works, for yourself here. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.